What's up, besties? I hope you're having an odd day. So I thought I'll make a video on deepfakes because it's a really interesting topic. I can't get super deep into the technicalities of it because I'm not a programmist, but with how available this technology is for us, I think it's fair to say most of the people who talk about it right now don't know much more than I in this one regard. So what are deepfakes? The Wikipedia definition goes, don't judge me for using Wikipedia, I think we can trust them on stuff like this. Deepfakes, a portmanteau of deep learning and fake, are synthetic media in which a person in an existing image or video is replaced with someone else's likeness. And this can be a face reenactment video, when you change the mimic of someone's photo or video. This is obviously not that well done. This app is quite old, but it was free, so it can be done better. This is like just an example, I guess. Making them say things or sing or whatever, or a face swap, where you use this person's face, kind of like a mask, and you can put it on video of someone else's body, and this is the one that got more controversy right now, because people are putting women's faces on porn actresses, creating pornographic films of them without their consent, which is absolutely disgusting. And the fact that there are people out here defending it is just gross. When I heard of this technology, I was naively, I guess, quite happy about it, and I still think these technologies can be used for a lot of really cool things that I will get into later in this video. But obviously, we can't have good things on the internet. Like, you know what was my introduction to this concept? Memes. I don't know what was first, whether it was like my friends putting their faces on clips from Twilight, or the videos of different famous people singing Biały Węgorz, or what people from outside of Poland might know as the spinning Polish cow meme song. Tylko jedno w głowie mam, koksu 5 gram, odlecieć sam w krainę zapomnienia. W głowie myśli mam, kiedy skończy się ten stan, gdy już nie będę sam, bo wiedzie biały. But it was just silly, fun, harmless to see our president, for example, singing about his obsession with cocaine. Nobody really thought this was real. It was just purely for laughs. But yeah, we can't have fun and good things. Somebody has to make it gross, obviously. I guess let's start from the drama. I don't like calling it drama, but yeah, because that's what inspired the making of this video. So what happened is that a Twitch streamer, Aatrox, accidentally revealed he was watching a deepfake porn of his fellow streamers, who he was actually like quite friendly with, from what I believe. And it's not like he just clicked onto a pop-up saying that there are hot milfs in his area and ended up there on accident, because that's what he was trying to make it seem like.
You know, I've been watching so much fucking, I've been reading so much fucking AI stuff. I'm reading all this fucking stuff about AI and fucking deepfake music, deepfake art, and everything. And I'm in these fucking discords, and it's still so embarrassing of me. But I was on fucking Pornhub, dude. I was on a fucking regular ass normal fucking website, and there was an ad. There's an ad on every fucking video for this fucking. So I know other people must be clicking it because it's on every fucking video for fucking deepfake thing. And then I click it, and I'm fucking in this fucking rabbit hole. And at 2 a.m. I don't know, I got morbidly curious and I clicked something, and it's just fucking, it's gross. It's gross, and I'm sorry. I really am. I really fucking am. It's not.
He actually paid for it, and they were like acquaintances. Disgusting. He made this video crying and apologizing, with his wife also crying in the background, and honestly, I feel so bad for her too, like finding out your husband has done something like that, but also I think it just appearing there was not the best idea. I don't know. I don't want to criticize her in any way. This is all his fault. I guess it just has to feel humiliating to have so many people see that your partner has done that, and also, you know, it's not really like your common internet apology thing to have your partner crying behind you if you're the one, like the only one that has done something bad. Like that just looked so bad on him. And also, like, I'm not sure if he was even supposed to watch any porn, because, you know, I don't think it's like inherently wrong to watch porn if you're in a relationship. But if you want to do that, just don't get into relationships with people who are not okay with that. I think that's like a completely reasonable like expectation or boundary, and if you can't fulfill that, just be honest, I guess. I guess a frustrating part of this situation is how much it exposes the lack of empathy towards women experiencing sexual assault people online have. Because if all we could see was people criticizing him or ridiculing him, it would be one thing, right? But there's so many trying to defend him. It's actually scary to think about, because these people are out there living among us and breathing the same air. There is so much porn out there made with everyone's consent, often even free. I really think that if you rather watch this, the lack of consent has to be a part of what turns you on. I'm sorry, there is so much else to pick from. And you know, we could see like the classical people on Twitter, just the conservatives, like posting pictures of streamers being like, wow, you posted this picture in rather revealing clothing. What do you mean you don't consent to your face being put on a porn actress and porn being made of you? That is consent, obviously. Like, posting a picture of yourself with clothes on is obviously a consent for me to see you naked, right? There is this video from H3H3.
If you are able to look at women who are not selling themselves or benefiting off of being seen sexually,
You're a monster, dude.
You guys are crazy.
Why did you do that?
Zach, what the fuck, bro?
You're evil. You're fucking evil.
Man, I really would have expected them to be a little better. I'm definitely not a fan. I know they're not like super woke, and I definitely saw clips of Ethan acting in very questionable ways before, but he never seemed that tense to me. And here he just laughed at a woman talking about her experience as a victim of this type of sexual harassment. Seeing people act like this is so demoralizing. And I know that there are some defenses we can run of, like, oh, maybe if the son was like there on accident and a few people like had a quick like awkward chuckle, just because, you know, this is there is this contrast between her talking about something extremely sad and, you know, this awful experience, and then a funny sound. Oh, that's so awkward. But no, that wasn't this. We can just see the crew dying of laughter, aside from this one girl who didn't find it funny. And I was like, and when I was watching it, I just looked at her, and you can see the pain in her eyes. That's so not funny. Jesus. And Ethan did apologize, and I think his apology is definitely better than Aatrox, or like most apologies I've seen, I'm going to say. It felt pretty genuine. Obviously, it's for the creator he left at to decide whether or not she wants to forgive him. But you know, it was calm. He didn't cry. He took blame on himself, and I think that's at least one good behavior on his side. Also, like, one important thing, I guess, please don't go and look for these videos and in general materials sexualizing people who didn't consent to this. Please. There's so much porn around that people did consent to, and there are other deepfake projects that are harmless. Don't go looking for the worst stuff out there, because obviously just the act of searching it up, watching it, is hurtful to the people involved. It's like, I don't know, watching someone when they're changing, when they didn't say you can watch them when they're changing, you know, this type of stuff. It's gross. Anyway, a bit of other facts about deepfakes, because why not? The name of this technology comes from an anonymous Reddit user named Deepfakes in 2017, who, with other people in the community of r/deepfakes, was publishing this type of creations, switching faces of porn stars in adult films with faces of famous women. So we're off to a great start. And aside from porn, they would also put Nicolas Cage's face into various movies, which is, once again, fun and harmless. But no, oh no, we can't. We also have to make porn of people who didn't consent to it. The subreddit has been banned in late 2018 due to policy violation of involuntary pornography. So at least that's one less cesspool of it. Another big thing happened in 2018 when BuzzFeed published a Barack Obama speech, which was actually delivered by a comedian actor, Jordan Peele.
President Trump is a total and complete dipshit. Now, you see, I would never say these things, at least not in a public address, but someone else would. Someone like Jordan Peele. This is a dangerous time. Moving forward, we need to be more vigilant with what we trust from the internet.
A program that was developed just only requested audio, and all of the face movements are automatically generated. To make videos this realistic, they needed a huge database of material with the person that the program can train on. And, you know, in case of the past president of the United States, but also, you know, many politicians, just celebrities, even less known people who are, for example, streamers or just upload their faces a lot online. It's not that hard to fulfill that requirement, but training such program on someone who isn't public wouldn't be as easy, because there just wouldn't be enough hours of videos of them talking, as the researchers themselves said. The thing is, not all software has this limit. A lot of the programs only require 2 files, one that we want to change and one that will be used as a source of the movement. They can use videos, photos. They recognize faces on paintings, statues, or even more cartoony stuff. Whether drawn or like from 3D animations, which once again can be really cool. I doubt it can be used to like make some full-length, high-quality stylized films. They just require the artistic touch and thought and detail. But as someone who is not going to make like high-quality regular animations and would just like to play with my drawings, for example, I mean, like, this sounds fun, kind of like motion capture, right? And you can just make your characters talk. Like, that's cute. Another quite known video that I also remembered is that on Joaquin Oliver, who got killed in Parkland shooting, who got essentially resurrected with this technology in a video made by his parents. And in the video he talked about how people are still getting shot to death and encouraged people to vote because he never could. And this was a bit controversial, but I really don't think we should judge his parents. Like, they've lost their child and they're trying their best to save other people from losing their loved ones, and they should be able to grieve however they want. One thing I remember people complaining about is that the way he's speaking there feels quite unsophisticated, with the way he keeps on saying bro. But honestly, if that's how he was, I don't think it would make sense to try to change that. When it comes to the technicalities, this video does look a bit uncanny to me, but I can't really say like whether that's just because I know it's a deepfake and I wouldn't catch that if I didn't like look for it, or because I tend to not really be attentive to visual stuff in a lot of videos I watch online, unless they're like movies and I know I'm supposed to analyze them. Or if it's because of some effects maybe, or something about his eyes. It reminds me a bit of like video game cutscene, but we can clearly see that there have been a lot of care and effort put into it. Ethically speaking, I don't think it's much different from making a stylized portrait of someone after their death. And also people were complaining that his parents are putting words in his mouth, which, you know, it's valid criticism, but honestly, stuff he said was pretty uncontroversial. And considering the fact that he was a victim of a shooting, it makes sense for him to be anti-gun. And, well, his parents knew him. I think they're able to just say, hey, we think that this is what he would tell the world if he could. And, you know, it certainly worked as some sort of, like, way to get the idea out there, because, you know, it got a lot of attention. I don't know, this isn't the only example of people using this to resurrect others. I think Kim Kardashian also did this with her father. I won't pretend I don't find it at least a bit odd, but it's harmless in the end, and if it's done with people the person was close with in mind, I don't think we should judge it too much. I guess the first one was just more controversial because, you know, people don't want to die by being shot. This is very political. Like, sorry, I don't understand Americans a lot of times. A lot of these programs are available online for everyone to use, often behind the paywall. Like, you know, that site that HROC was using, where you could where I think you could actually like request like deepfakes of famous women to be made. But with a bit of skill, everyone can create a deepfake, maybe even quite a realistic one. One issue that I've also seen is that the databases that these programs are based on are quite limited. There's a video I'll leave in the description on making these full-body deepfakes of drag queens.
As an artist, I'm so interested in when these systems break down. I think there's a lot of poetry in seeing these algorithms not do what they were originally intended to do. And I thought this is a wonderful place to work with drag performers, because drag is about challenging society's notions around gender.
The creator seemed like a really cool, positive and creative person. But apparently, according to the AI Now Institute, 80% of the data used to develop AI and machine learning is produced by white cis men. And this contributes to these programs struggling to recognize black and trans people, and I guess drag queens too, especially that they wear very heavy makeup. And this project was made to change it a little. I mean, some time ago, a lot of people were using that one AI app, for example, that turns you into like anime art, and it famously made no black people. Everyone who used it got whitewashed to hell. I've also seen people using the like TikTok AI thing. I'm not sure if it's like on TikTok or the people just upload it from somewhere else, but it very much misgendered trans people that if they didn't say like, oh, this app misgendered me, I wouldn't often even like tell that they were trans. So I don't know what's up with it. But I actually really like how this show looks. There's something like surreal, but in a good like artistic way, and maybe like painterly about this little like glitch thingies. And how everything works, and I think it's just unique. Obviously, it's possible to make realistic transitions, both with this technology probably, but you know, with regular videos of people dancing and performing. But I guess the technology used here being visible, like you can see clear, but like you can clearly see that there is something. But it's clearly not just a video. That's part of the appeal. When it comes to the sound, we also have ways to like alter our voices or use text to speech, because not everyone can like make good impressions of other people, especially like people with vastly different voices than yours. So that's not a barrier either. And again, we can use that to not have to use our real voice on a TikTok or in a YouTube video, or to use a popular character's voice to say something funny, or maybe for some sort of fan art. These voices are available online pretty easily, but also we could use this sort of technology for some video of a real person to say something in their own voice, even though they never actually said it. There are even apps for your phone that can like make some deepfakes, so it's very easily done. And as I've said, one of the first uses of this technology got known for making porn of famous women without their consent. This is what a community that it's named after was doing, but it's not like that's what it was made for, like specifically, like that's the one thing and the rest is like some side project. The video rewrite program that could modify existing video footage of a person speaking to depict that person mouthing the words contained in a different audio track came out in 1997, so like 2 decades before we named it deepfakes. But the porn is just what gets talked about, especially that unlike the other ways of using it, whether or not it's so realistic that we don't know it's a deepfake, isn't the most relevant thing. Like, sure, it could be used for like blackmail if it is super realistic, but even if it isn't, it's just violating towards the person it's done to, like regardless. It's not just, oh, will people believe this is really me? I have to denounce that this is true. And obviously, if this impacts someone's employment or their relationships, it's horrible. But even if it doesn't, that's also horrible. And just hurtful regardless. It's like just with general Rule 34 stuff of people who didn't consent, except more realistic now. And one of the creators who was targeted said herself that this actually gives her lots of like body dysmorphia, seeing her face on someone else's body, because it's terrible to just look at. It's not just like, oh, what if my boss sees this? What if my like partner sees this? No, it's literally just seeing this done to yourself. This is the wrong part already, right? And knowing that there are people out there watching it and seeing it and viewing it and just when it comes to like the Rule 34 stuff in general, I recommend you watch a video by Thuman on this topic. Rule 34 is this internet meme that says that if something exists, there's probably porn of it online already. She has like fallen victim to this herself, with people specifically making like racist, degrading, like white supremacist porn of her, and also sending it to her in like DMs and Twitter replies, while she herself is quite outspoken about like social justice topics regarding her race. So this is just to taunt her. And a creator of a piece like this that she contacted didn't even know that they were what they were commissioned to do wasn't consensual. They just had emergency commission open because they were in a bad financial situation at the moment and really needed the money. So they were essentially used to. Obviously they weren't the main victim here, but I can't imagine how horrible it must feel to know you got tricked into doing something like this to someone. So I guess this like goes to artists who do not safe for work. At least you should probably Google image search whatever references you're given, or like try to find them to just make sure that this isn't someone who didn't consent to it. And it isn't just her. She also mentioned other creators who had porn of them being sexually abused based on their real life trauma made. And if porn of someone is made with their consent, I don't judge, but this is just evil. And it feels really demoralizing to go online and see people who either don't understand that sexual harassment is wrong, or just don't care and don't have an ounce of empathy towards people who are affected by this, and often will even go out of their way to comment on people's posts talking about the issues, about how much they don't care. But it's also just such an arsehole move. Like, if you didn't care, you would just shut up. You would shut up and just scroll. But you want to just upset the crazy leftist feminazis who don't want to be sexually harassed and seen naked. Because how dare they, right? Yeah. The right wing is terrifying sometimes. Because you really have no empathy and no morals, and you're just trying to run around being as cruel to people from groups you dislike as you can. This is awful. Like, why? Why do you feel the need to do that? In 2019, an app called Deep Nude was launched, and it was made specifically to remove clothing from images of women. Because of course someone made that. Now, it was taken down rather shortly after it was launched, but obviously nothing like that really disappears, and people still found a way around it, and it's just so gross that this was even made. What would a non-ethical way of using this even be? If you want naked pictures of someone, you just ask them, I guess. And if they say no, then that means no. Crazy, I know. This is especially frustrating because we can't really stop it altogether. Someone can always just create a new sites and ways of avoiding rules. Some bigger platforms have banned non-consensual deepfake porn already. I mentioned Reddit, but the same goes for Twitter and Pornhub. Discord has taken some actions against it, whatever that means in their case. Google has added involuntary synthetic pornography imagery to their ban list, so that, from what I understand, people can request to block the deepfake porn of them from being found. But for example, 4chan didn't ban it. Apparently 8chan didn't either, but I'm pretty sure we don't have to worry about them. They girl bossed a bit too close to the sun with the child sexual abuse materials, also known as child porn. and got taken down. Like, this is the type of people we're going against right now, right? And I mentioned the pawn of non-consenting people as one evil way this can be used, but just in general, it makes it possible to fake all sorts of things. Obviously, in a lot of these materials, we can see backgrounds warping, voices don't match, or maybe some things don't move how they're supposed to. But sometimes you just really can't tell that the video is showing something that didn't happen. There are special programs that can detect it, but obviously we don't fact check every video we see. And also these technologies both get better and better, both at detecting and not getting detected. So even if you use something that is supposed to find out if the video has been altered, it might not work. Plus if a video is compressed, some of the things are just even less visible. And when you upload stuff online, it gets compressed, obviously. Theoretically speaking, aside from just having fun with it, it can be used for a lot of bad stuff, but also perhaps as a way to deny things that did get recorded, and just claiming that a video of us doing something bad is fake. I don't know. I don't want to go all paranoid about it. After all, we could fake images forever now, but by photoshopping them, and we just got used to that existing. Perhaps we're just a little bit more skeptical. I don't know, maybe it's the fact that we usually use Photoshop in different circumstances than we see this being used. I don't know. Because I definitely wouldn't say that deepfakes in general should be banned. I didn't say that about AI art programs, and I definitely won't say it here, because I see how it can be used for cool things, but it can be used for so many evil things, like creating child sexual abuse materials in general. These celebrity pornographic videos that are talked about so much. Maybe revenge porn, fake news, some hoaxes, bullying, all sorts of things like that. I'm kind of curious what will legally happen in the future about this type of thing, because it's not going anywhere. I guess a lot of this does for under pre-existing laws. Sexual harassment is already punishable. Some types of libel, or other ways of lying about someone to hurt their public image is already illegal. So I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, and I definitely can't say much about international law. Maybe a little bit about Polish law, but it's Poland. I don't think we're that relevant in this conversation. But yeah, I think that's all for me for now. I hope at least something that I've said was in any way useful or interesting to you. If you have any other thoughts or information or experiences, related or not related, I would love it if you left a comment in the comment section down below. And for now, just stay safe and peace.